Happy New Year, everyone! Yesterday, my friends and I discussed our goals for 2022, and it was refreshing to have someone ask me what my goals were rather than what my resolutions were. Because I really think we should stop normalizing New Year's resolutions so much and expect them from everyone, and instead focus on setting goals for ourselves. Because I feel like goals will do a much better job driving us forward and making us better people than resolutions. New Year's resolutions are just so much more fragile because it's so much easier to work towards a goal rather than feeling like you have a rule that you can't break, and if you break it, everything goes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no divorces in 99!
But your divorce isn't even final yet.
Just the one divorce in 99!
Disclaimer, this is all just my opinion, and if you disagree and if New Year's resolutions work amazingly for you, then of course do them. This is just what I feel. And from what I've seen through my life, New Year's resolutions have not really done any favors to the people around me. Instead, they tend to put unnecessary pressure on people, which makes it harder for them to achieve what they want. Very common New Year's resolutions are things such as lose weight and stop smoking, things that take a lot of dedication and also a lot of motivation. The simple fact of it being a new year and you writing a new date on your documents doesn't make you a different person. It doesn't change anything. January 1st is my birthday, so for me, like, two things happen. It becomes a new year and I become older. And both of these things, people tend to just add a lot of weight to, expecting those two things to just change something, and literally they're just numbers. It being 2022 isn't gonna make you a different person, and me being a year older isn't gonna make me a different person automatically. So it doesn't suddenly make it easier for you to lose weight or stop smoking if that's something that you've been wanting to do for a long time and haven't been successful at. And setting those kind of resolutions kind of sets you up for failure because it becomes too easy to fail. In 2022, I'm not gonna smoke at all, and then on the 3rd of January, you have a cigarette. Then literally your whole resolution goes away. Are you gonna change it as you go? Like, I'm not saying that's not allowed and everyone is their own person and you can do what you want. Or the thing we see with how many people join gyms in January. If you're not a person who works out, it becoming a new year isn't gonna automatically make you a person who works out, and that's gonna just cause so many negative feelings for you, because if you end up not going to the gym, then you'll waste money. You'll also feel bad that you had the chance to work out but you just didn't. Losing weight and working out and stopping smoking and all of that, those are very valid goals, but you can't just expect it to happen. You kind of need to be in the right mindset and be that person who can make it happen. So if the time is right, join the gym in October. You don't have to wait for the new year to make a change. Don't leave all of your lifestyle changes to the new year, because then it's a lot of things that you have to focus on all at once. If it's one thing that we millennials feel about the adult life, it is that it is overwhelming. So if you find something that you want to do, or if you decide like, actually, I would really love to stop smoking and I think I can do it now. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Don't leave all of your shit to January to start focusing on it then. I think we should make this into a more positive thing than what it has become. Don't make it too easy for yourself to give up. Set yourself actual goals that you can work towards every day, and not so much something that you have to feel guilty about and feel stressed about, and if you snap, then it's all over. Don't do that. Set goals, and if one day you can't do it, then the next day you can pick it back up and keep going. One of my biggest goals for 2022 is to run a marathon. This is something I've wanted to do for so long, for probably my whole life. I haven't tried to do that before because I wasn't the right person to do it. I'm not saying wait your whole life to do stuff, but work towards becoming the person who can do said goal before you set the goal for yourself to avoid disappointment. In the last few years, I have had New Year's resolutions that involve bettering the world rather than resolutions that would better me. I mean, I am bettering myself to better the world, but let me explain. If we use the new year to focus on how we can make the world a better place rather than how it can magically fix an issue in our life, I think people will be happier. Last year, I set a resolution to leave good reviews for places that I visited if I had a good experience, and also like letting the staff know that I had a good experience if possible, because I found myself leaving angry reviews, or not, harassing people, but just disappointed reviews that I had a bad experience. And I realized that if everyone does this, then no one's gonna hear about the good stuff. So if I'm gonna leave reviews about my bad experiences, then I should also leave reviews about the good experiences, because we kind of need a balance here and people need to hear about the good stuff, not just the bad stuff. I also try to forward compliments that either people say about someone I know or I say about someone I know to someone else. I'm like, oh, why don't I also tell that to the person I'm talking about? Because that would be nice for them to hear as as well. Also, something that I would say was sort of a resolution for me last year was to thrift as much as possible, as in buying as little as possible new. I have now normalized for myself to look secondhand before I go and buy something in the store. These kinds of resolutions lower the chance of failing, because if you mess up once or if you can't do it for some reason, that doesn't really damage your progress because you can just do it next time. Set goals instead of making resolutions, because that is way more long term, and I think it's going to be a more effective way of moving forward and making progress and becoming a better person.
Hey Dwight, I'm collecting resolution cards.
Not doing that.
Why not?
I've achieved plenty, and there's no better than the best.
Okay, just take this away from the video. Don't use the new year to put unnecessary pressure on yourself and think that you're gonna become a different person overnight. It takes work. The new year doesn't mean anything if you don't put in the work to actually achieve your goals, achieve your resolutions, and make things happen, because life isn't gonna make things happen for you. As we grow older, we learn this. It's a hard lesson and a part of growing up. Life isn't gonna fix anything for us. We have to do it ourselves. And writing down that I am gonna work out 3 times a week doesn't make it happen. You have to be that person who makes that happen. And if you like read that every day and you think like, oh, I haven't been to the gym in 4 weeks, what am I gonna do? I'm a terrible person and I'm so lazy and useless. That is not healthy. Let's all work towards becoming the person that we want to be, and work on becoming the person that can do the things that you want to do and maintain them, and focus on the things that make you happy, because that's the most important thing. You don't want to go through your life and feel like you're wasting this year by not doing that and wasting this year by not doing that. You should think, in 2021, I worked on myself, such as I worked on my career, I worked on my mental health, I worked on my hobbies, I worked on improving my love life, my social life, anything that is important to you, make that a priority and work on it. And remember that progress is not linear, and it's okay to stumble on the road to bettering yourself, but you did not fail yourself, because a part of the climb can involve falling down or stumbling, and that's okay. Life isn't a smooth path. There's gonna be obstacles and there's gonna be things you have to overcome, but don't give up. Keep working on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, and you can do it. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, maybe in 5 years time. It depends what you're trying to do, and it depends where you're at right now. I hope you're all motivated for a good year. Let's make the most of it and make things happen. Not everything on our to-do list or a bucket list, because that's a lot for poor old 2022. Let's take it easy. Slow and steady wins the race. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall see you when I see you. I'm not really sure about my upload schedule yet. Keep up the good vibes.